I got to watch Roofman at an early AMC screen unseen, which I'm very lucky was Roofman because there's so many movies coming out this week. It could have been anything. It could have been mid, it could have been shit. It could have been maybe something better. I don't know, but I was really looking forward to Roofman this week more than anything else. Maybe Tron Ares. That review for Tron Legacy is going to come up soon. I'm watching Tron Ares later in the week, unfortunately, so that review will have to wait till like Wednesday, but you'll get the Legacy review maybe Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure when that is, but let's go to the movie for now, Roofman. Uh, the trailer for this movie I caught today. I watched Roofman yesterday. I saw the Roofman trailer today before my Smashing Machine showing. Oh man, this movie is the trailer. The trailer is the movie. If you haven't seen Roofman, this is an early review. Um, if you watch the trailer, you've seen the movie. Trailers nowadays are just a mess, and they just spoil too much, and it's a real shame because the whole cool thing about trailers is to get you hyped for a movie or excited or something, but instead you're just seeing whole movies nowadays in span of 4 minutes, which is awful. But Roofman, really solid. I think it was a really solid movie. I was expecting this to be more of a comedy movie, less than the drama that it actually was. Which is kind of disappointing. This movie does follow the real story behind the actual Roofman in 2005, I want to say. I could be wrong on that, but I think it was 2005. So they try to do the story as accurate as possible, which is a shame because I feel like if this movie was more of a comedy, probably would have been way better, especially when you have Channing Tatum and Peter Dinklage as like two of your three leads, I'd say. Um, yeah, I'd say that. And they're just so funny, especially together in this movie. I feel like every single scene where they're with each other, like around each other in the same space, it just works out so well. You have the scenes where Tatum's setting up the cameras and he's watching Peter Dinklage be a dick to his employees, and it's fucking hilarious. But you see all that in the trailer. Uh, you have the bit where Peter Dinklage sees Channing Tatum's naked ass and probably penis and balls, which is funny as hell, and I'm pretty sure a little bit of that's in the trailer too. And then you also have the end scene or towards the end, where Channing Tatum's robbing the Toys R Us, and Peter Dinklage is opening the bag of money, and he gets splashed in his face. That's also funny, also in the trailer, by the way. But when this movie's funny, it's really funny, which is such a shame. 'Cause I think they could have over exaggerated the story or even switch it up a bit, especially to make it more appealing. A lot of people don't like the ending. I don't like the ending, but it's a real story. That's just how shit goes sometimes. It's never a happy ending. And I don't know. It's really solid. The comedy moments are all funny. The parts with the Keith Stanfield are all good. And I just this movie would have been so much better if it went towards the comedy route more than the drama. You get in the trailer too, you see that there's gonna be a lot of drama in this movie, especially like relationship drama. I mean, Channing Tatum goes through two families in the span of 2 hours, and it just feels like too much. Unfortunately, his relationship with Kirsten Dunst is amazing, and him being like this girl dad is all cool, and it really elevates Tatum as an actor instead of just being a comedy actor. I get that, but man, this movie would have been something else if it was a comedy. As for Roofman sequences, I'm gonna save the drama for later. You get a few. You get the opening one where he's going to McDonald's and he's cutting into the roof of the McDonald's and puts the employees into the freezer. Also in the trailer, by the way, which is fun. But you don't really get much of that anywhere else throughout the movie. Just kind of hinted like he does it a lot. Like that's how he gets it, like this expensive house, mansion, car, bike for his kid, all this stuff, and then gets put into jail. Obviously, um, maybe we could have got two more scenes. We do get the one with the pawn shop, which is fucking hilarious, by the way. But I don't know. Maybe one or two more Roofman scenes would have been nice, but I'm not mad about it. Like I said, the comedy route and even the drama route they did was fine enough to the point where we didn't really need to see the Roofman doing Roofman things. I guess the drama in this movie is okay. It's okay. I didn't really care for it too much until the end of the movie, of course. His relationship with Kirsten Dunst and the two girls and his previous daughter is all well and amazing, and I love it. Channing Tatum, I wish he had more lead roles, sort of in the drama, more serious route. It seems like every time he does a lead role in a movie, it's pretty goofy. And while I do want this to be a comedy, I'd also like to see Channing Tatum do more serious stuff. I mean, even if he got his own, Gambit movie, even though it is MCU, I'd hope it'd be more serious and cooler. But who knows? We had what Lost City, which was a rom com. He had Dog, which was awesome. I loved him in Dog. And this is just for this decade. And that's kind of it. Everything else he's going to kind of support role. And usually when he's doing a support role, if it's not comedy, it's really short. But when it's a comedic role, it's just a comedic role. Nothing really special about it. This decade, at least. But Channing Tatum was great in this movie. I think his acting was pretty good. Nothing excellent, just good acting, just solid acting. Peter Dinklage was awesome. You can't really get mad at Peter Dinklage. He's just great. Every time he's on screen, he's just great. And Kirsten Dunst was fine. She looked way older in this movie, by the way. I don't know if that was makeup or something, but I swear I saw Kirsten Dunst on like Twitter a couple months ago. She didn't look as old as she does in the movie. I don't know if that was makeup, but man, she looked old in this movie. But she was great. You get the twist at the end where she does call the cops on him, which is okay. This is all on a real story, by the way. Also in the trailer, that the cops get him. Sorry, everything that happens in this movie is in the trailer. It's ridiculous. And you gotta sit there and think. It's like, man, this guy tried escaping prison 3 more times since the last time he's been imprisoned. Why didn't you just go to Venezuela, man? What happened? Why didn't the real life guy just go to Venezuela? Like, what a fucking idiot. Um, I hope you've seen this movie though. That'd be cool. Imagine seeing a movie about you while you're in prison. That must be so fucking cool, man. I don't know, especially if something like dumb like this. Like I don't even think he killed anyone. The worst he did was like put people in freezers and no one ever died. But man, that'd be so cool. Anyway, Roofman's okay. I don't know, the drama moments I don't really care about. I said I was gonna talk about it later in this video. I don't really care for it that much. It just whatever. It feels like shoved into the movie, to be honest. But they had to because it's based on a real life story, so they're trying to get it as accurate as possible. The drama's okay, and I think the main amazing thing about this movie is how it feels so much like a period piece. I guess I can say this movie's based in the early 2000s. You have Lego sets from the early 2000s. You have songs from the early 2000s. You have video games, consoles, cars, clothing, even the little grainy texture they do on the movie feels like an early 2000s movie. And even the comedy and the drama feels like an older 2000s movie rather than a new one. So I really appreciate that this movie was able to do that. Usually when movies go back in time, they'll fumble here and there. They might sneak in a modern car. They might put in modern music that doesn't fit the time at all. I mean, this is in a Toys R Us, and yes, of course, the real story is based on a Toys R Us, but I mean, it looks like an older Toys R Us too. You have the older Toys R Us logo with like the realistic looking, not the realistic, but the cartoon realism Jeffrey. And I don't know. I just like that this movie's so accurate to its time. It's really nice when movies do that. I think I said the same thing about Freaky Tales, and I mean, I didn't talk about it too much in my Smashing Machine review, but I actually do appreciate that in the Smashing Machine, it felt like an older movie. It felt like something in the 2000s, late 90s, which was cool. So yeah, Roofman does excellent at that. I think that's all I'd say about Roofman, to be honest. Giving Roofman a 7 out of 10. I think it's good. I think it has some great moments. Is it anything special? No. It's a bit too long, but everything this movie does right, it does right. It doesn't really do anything awfully wrong. Maybe nothing even really, really wrong at all. I appreciate most of this movie. Maybe my expectations were let down a bit because I really was expecting a really funny comedy movie, but with what we got, I think it really worked out well, especially for something that's based pretty accurately on a true story. And I really appreciate the end credit stuff where they're showing the real life news stories and the pictures, and you have the story about him trying to escape 3 more times. I appreciate all this. Roofman, really fun. If you haven't seen it and you're watching this review for some reason, I think you should check it out. It is. I was gonna say it's one of the better movies this year. It's been a really good year for film. I think this was a really good movie for this month so far, and especially for this upcoming week. I think we got Tron, this, uh, Kiss of Spider Woman, and like 5 other movies. This might be one of the better ones, to be honest. And I'm happy I got to see it early.